Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to the World Broadband Association annual event. It is my great pleasure to be here. The growing importance of digital economy is one of the most important agenda items to us all. The pandemic has highlighted the important role it plays, keeping people safe, communities, and businesses resilient. In the last decade, we have all witnessed how the economy has been transformed by digital technologies. But digital divides still exist. According to ITU, half of the populations are still unconnected, mostly in the emerging and developing world. The fast-changing digital economy has implications to how we should be thinking about building an inclusive, competitive, and fair market for all in the future. Digital infrastructure has been lagging behind. While digital services are all the rage, digital infrastructure has been underinvested. Secondly, unlike most of our traditional factor inputs, such as land, capital, and labor, data is more scalable and in some way public in nature. The low transaction costs, network economics, and the vast positive externalities are all contributing to an ever-increasing regulatory considerations. Each of this can actually generate more inequality or exacerbate sources of inequality and discrimination if are not treated properly. The role of most of us and the multilateral and international organization or companies at this level is to understand the differences of regulatory regimes, invest based on the best understanding and how to manage these risks. Unfortunately, while we manifest these risks and how these risks are being understood, there is no generally accepted good or best practice, at least for now, in handling or mitigating these risks globally. With that said, this is why convening, discussing, and sharing experiences in an open platform like this is important. There's no better way than digital collaboration, which is more important than anything else to develop a proper understanding, regulatory framework, as well as a common understanding on how to develop digital infrastructure in the future. On a second topic that I want to talk about, the digital divide is not only existing in a traditional sense where people are unconnected. Digital divide also exists among business sectors. If you think about it, during the COVID, the e-commerce, the fintech, the media all thrive. Industrial and infrastructure sectors, especially construction workers, suffer. Infrastructure sectors are lagging, so as many other industrial sectors. Therefore, we also need to think about how broadband and how 5G and digital connectivity can help the development beyond the e-commerce and the other sectors into the more complicated ecosystems. Technologies have become more and more relevant to infrastructure and industrial sectors. Over the past decades, that has been lagging behind other sectors. It has changed. Applying technologies in industrial and infrastructure setting will deliver significant sustainability and resilience benefits. Think about smart energy, think about smart cities and e-governance. The impact that we can create here is huge. AIIB was set up in 2016, and it was always our aim to support sustainable economic development in Asia. Our focus is infrastructure for tomorrow. To us, that really means how do we bring infrastructure for tomorrow today? On one hand, we invest in digital infrastructure to bridge the digital divide and provide the foundation of technologies. We invest in projects like connectivity and data infrastructure, such as the Oman Broadband, Indonesian satellite, a fiber network in Cambodia, 5G rollout, and some data center funds. But on the other hand, we also see the importance of the technologies, especially digital, for infrastructure sectors. We invested in Lightsmith Climate Resilience Technology Fund, which supports the users of digital connectivity and data analytics for better climate risk controls. We invested in Legend Capital to use connectivity and data solutions to empower our healthcare infrastructure. We also invested in a leading AI fund with Sinovation to infuse AI applications in traditional industries from water, agriculture, energy to industrials. We also finance projects with significant digital components. For example, we just approved the financing to a green smart transportation project, which include electrification of public buses and implementation of digital transport management systems with advanced connectivity. We also supported clients to figure out viability, readiness, and benefits of technology applications. We supported Uzbekistan in exploring options to digitally transform and digitally connect their water sectors. We believe more experiences and emerging technologies such as 5G can play a very important prominent role beyond the consumer sectors into the more sophisticated ecosystems, including industrials and infrastructure. Given all these benefits and the challenges, digital collaborations and technology cooperations have become ever more important. All the changes that I mentioned, from digital divide in the connectivity sense or digital divide between the business sectors, all the way to regulatory dialogues, nothing would happen with individual efforts. We must collaborate. As we move beyond and we try to use connectivity and digital technologies in a more complicated ecosystem, we will inevitably face more legacies, frictions, and challenges. Complicated supply chains, asset-heavy models, and all the problems that you name it. However, nothing of this should stop us in collaborating because we know that is the future of digital connectivity. And that will not only represent new revenues, but new business models and new outcomes and impact. To close it up, new infrastructure, digital infrastructure, is not only about fiber, 5G, or data centers. It is certainly so. But new infrastructure and digital infrastructure should also mean we infuse new and digital technologies into our traditional infrastructure to make them smart, to make smart cities, smart energy networks, smart transportation, smart utilities possible. That will give a broader meaning of new infrastructure and digital infrastructure, and that will also empower and broaden the business scopes and impact of all the participants here today for your concerns. Collaboration should always be the common goal for all. We cannot live without collaboration. Otherwise, we will create our own siloed approach, incompatible rules, inconsistent data libraries, and low interoperability. It stifles both partnerships and competitions. This is why I'm so delighted to see WBBA organizing this annual event, which promote collaboration and dialogues. We have to be fair, open, transparent. AIIB is committed to helping create a better, more sustainable, fair, competitive, and resilient future for all of us by financing infrastructure for tomorrow. Infrastructure for tomorrow will be not only green, but also technology enabled. With that, we hope to meet many of you here virtually and also in Beijing one day. We want to partner, discuss, and build infrastructure for tomorrow by harnessing the value of digital technologies together. Thank you.